Hey, today we're talking about CashFX and Watermine. Okay. Some people ask me to do a quick update on Watermine. I'm not a promoter of any of these systems. I just do reviews on this channel and I get requests. One person wanted to know about CashFX updates and my perspective on what's happening, even though I'm not an affiliate and even though I never recommend it. So with CashFX, we're going to talk about the problems with their withdrawals and potential scam exit coming soon, okay? As well as May 22nd. Those of you in CashFX, you know what I'm talking about. What's up with the May 22nd payment that a lot of you got your fingers crossed and are hoping to get? Is Hoskar and Ron Pope and all those guys, are they going to prove you guys right as loyal followers of the CashFX scheme or not? Okay, is it going to scam exit or not? That's what we're going to get into. And with Watermine, a quick update on Watermine, what's happening with their website after it went offline. All of that in just a moment. Hey guys, Rory Singh here. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, find that big red button, subscribe, and even click on this bell notification icon. That way you won't miss out on any important information. Okay. On this channel, most of the time I do reviews as per request by subscribers and viewers. Okay. And in doing so, sometimes I uncover some really brutal, nasty scams that steal people's Bitcoin. Collectively to the tune of billions of dollars. So stay in the know, subscribe, and click on that bell notification icon. That way you won't miss out on information that can serve you. Also, if you're tired of exit scam, get access to my #1 recommended system, company, platform, and program created by a guy by the name of David in Florida, where the laws are strict and very compliant company. Anyways, I used to work 70 hours per week as a truck driver, got burnt out, had health issues. Eventually, I came online like many of you guys did as well. Found a blueprint, followed Dave's step-by-step system and strategies, and lo and behold, started seeing income. Okay, so if that's you right now, looking for a way out, check this out underneath this video. First link in the description if you're looking for something legit. Okay, so CashFX, here we go. May 22nd. I see a lot of talk and a lot of, uneasy energy going around online, and even people making videos on YouTube. So CashFX ran into some issues, bunch of different issues. First, their expert trading team got exposed. Let me just go to my channel for a second here. Some people will say I make stuff up. When CashFX was rocking, okay, expert trading team, just one sec, CashFX. When they were rocking and rolling, the affiliates were pumping this idea. Their expert trading team, they even had the guys on stage, right? And then when I can't remember who exposed them behind MLM. Someone tipped someone off, and then word got out, because this is one of the websites, CashFX. One of the expert team guys, the main guy, Javier, the leader of the expert trading team, turned out to still be it's actually a limo driver, not a taxi cab driver, at his job in the Caribbean. Okay, one of the countries in the Caribbean, and on the website he's still having a position. He's probably pissed about that idea, and his employer won't take him off because he's one of the drivers there. And then the rest, some of the other people in the expert trading team turn out to be construction workers who are still at their construction jobs. Then they had the issue with EverFX. EverFX came in, they had one of their guys on stage saying, yeah, we're the big broker. And then all of a sudden they turned around and said, no, we have no affiliation with CashFX. And then just like last month, they got their license, either last month or the month before, they got their license revoked by the FCA. I don't know if it was because of CashFX or not. But what I'm seeing is a whole bunch of talk about like Forex trading, and I'm not seeing any proof yet that CashFX ever had any, okay? So if they're not getting any Forex trading, a lot of you guys don't even care about that. We just want to get ROI. But the problem is, if they don't have any Forex trading and they're claiming that they do to pay you guys, then it's not set up for the long term. And it isn't set up for the long term, because if you go to check out Bitcoin prices, right, it's down to 37,000. The whole problem with CashFX right now, why did they last for 2 years? They lasted because they had enough hardcore marketers promoting the scheme, right? So once you have enough marketers promoting it, and I think personally their management most likely was better than the great majority of other systems in its class, meaning other companies claiming that they have investment revenue outside of network marketing recruitment, even though they don't. They were probably better at managing the money or the crypto or the Bitcoin than the great majority of other companies. That's why they stuck around for 2 years. So it's not a big, it's a no-brainer. A lot of network marketers love that terminology. It's a no-brainer. They had enough people getting in, and they managed it properly that it lasted 2 years. But this is God's own law here. What goes around comes around. Anything that's not built on a strong foundation is not going to last. If you want financial freedom, you want something set up for the long term. You want something with that shows proof of revenue, meaning Forex trading, that actually has Forex trading and not just claiming that they have Forex trading. Because if you don't have that, then it's not built for the long term. And then what happened? Bitcoin, huge dip. Back in April, it was 54,000, and then beginning of May dropped down to 38,000. And now it's sitting around 36, 37,000. So the whole problem with CashFX, it's just like a mathematical certainty that it's not set up for the long term. The problem is they were collecting payment in Bitcoin. Whether it's legit or not comes down to deposits and withdrawals. Once withdrawals start exceeding deposits, what does that mean? That means once the amount of withdrawals that people are making exceed the amount of deposits going in, then they can't afford to keep paying out. Now, CashFX, honestly, even though I'm not part of the company, it's just common sense. They would love to keep it going. They want to keep you guys getting paid. They want to pay you. They want to pay you for the long term, not because they like you. They like themselves, right? And in order to keep the scheme going, it's very profitable for them, right? They charge like, what, 20% withdrawal fee? They're making a killing just with the withdrawal fee alone. That's just one part of the make money equation, or the make Bitcoin equation for CashFX. They're not going to lose. One way or another, the owners of CashFX will not lose. The people who are going to lose, especially right now, are the people who are still coming in. Of course, there are going to be people still going to come in here because of past hype. They're going to see records from people from 2 years ago making money with CashFX because they were going strong 2 years ago, even a year ago, right? And then they have like fraud warning after fraud warning after fraud warning. I got one guy, he'll come back and he'll say, oh, CashFX is still chugging along. Yet he's still at his truck driving job up to now. How is it chugging along good for you if you're still behind the wheel of your big rig? He's stuck behind the wheel of his big rig because he's following a guy who used to promote CashFX, who's not promoting it anymore. The guy that I'm referring to, that he's following, truck driver's following a guy who pulled out, well, he showed a screenshot one day that he pulled out overall within a year and a half at CashFX over 700,000. Now, I just said 700,000 US worth of Bitcoin. And you guys are going to be like, see, we told you it's like, no, hold on. The guy's not promoting. The guy who made 700,000, it wasn't from investing. It was from referral income. I see a lot of videos out there, people showing proof of income with CashFX. And then when you really look at it, it's not, some of it, a small percentage of it is from a passive investment, but the bulk of it that they're showing you is from network marketing recruitment. So there's a guy who was promoting this heavy on his channel, and he has clout, right? He has credibility, meaning people are following him. Even if they're going down the wrong road with him and losing, he built his credibility in the past. And he's not promoting it anymore. Why is that? Why wouldn't he? Because I checked his channel out, doing careful due diligence and research. He's promoting some kind of BS, like way worse than CashFX. At least with CashFX, they're trying to pay you guys out. But the problem, basically, money run out, guys. Money run out. There's a movie called Miami Vice 2006. They had a TV show. I grew up watching that in the 80s. But they made a TV show with Colin Farrell, and then he was with Gong Li, I think her name is. Very beautiful Oriental woman, co-star. And then she looked at Colin, and she's like, well, she looked at him, called him Sonny, right? Sonny Crockett. Sonny, time is luck, she said. And then when they're end of the relationship, she's like, luck run out. And he's like, I know, we're out of time. So with CashFX, it comes down to the number right here. Let's look at that number right here. I'm circling with it on my cursor. Whether I make videos with CashFX or not, it comes down to this number. Whether you guys say, oh, there's a whole bunch of haters, but CashFX hating on your deal, it comes down to them wanting to pay you. But they were collecting payments in Bitcoin when it was well over 50,000. Or not even well over. It was over $50,000 for one Bitcoin when they were collecting most of the deposits. Now there's a big gap. How can they keep paying you guys out if it's gone down to under 37,000 currently, right now, at the time of me doing this video? CashFX is probably hoping it goes up to 100,000 magically by some miracle within the next week. If it did, then they'll keep paying you guys without any actual forex trading, because there's no verifiable proof, no expert trading team, no broker. It's all network marketing recruitment. No problem with that. But the only problem is the lie of people saying that you could come in here and get in and just make a long-term income without having to do anything. At the end of the day, this is proof that that's not true. Nothing's set up for the long term. Meaning that something that's not built on a strong foundation. Now, for those of you who made some money here or Bitcoin here and there with CashFX, once it goes out and you were solely reliant on a system to give you something from the outside of you, where are you left? You're going to be SOL if you didn't learn any skill sets. And if you got people into the scheme and you made some money for yourself, do you think they're going to follow you into something else if they lose? That's why I always say, always promote something legitimate, something set up for the long term, right? I don't promise people, hey, you can join me, get into my deal, and get rich quick overnight. It's not going to happen with any deal. There's no such thing that exists like that. Some of you made some money here and there with CashFX, and you get your payments in Bitcoin. But now the problem is the Bitcoin itself. It's devalued so much, it's just not profitable enough to keep paying you guys out. So some of you, I've seen posting videos on YouTube that you got your May 22nd payment, but not all of you. A lot of you got your fingers crossed and are hoping that somehow there's gonna be some type of resolution soon down the road. But the only resolution would be that if Bitcoin doubled. That means because they collected so much when it was over 50,000, and now they've fallen behind so much, right? It's just math. Take the calculator out, dropping down to 37,000 from 54,000. It's hard to pay everyone out. They will try, but it's like a mathematical certainty that it will collapse. And hopefully those of you who made some Bitcoin here and there with them, hopefully you actually learned some skill sets of marketing and you invested in yourself. The best investment is to invest in yourself. That way a system goes out, you can promote something else. And hopefully you promote something else that leaves people in a better position than when they started. I don't mean lazy people. Somebody got mad with me the other day. Oh, he said something about lazy people. A guy came, made a comment. Oh, you said network marketing recruitment. It was another deal similar to CashFX. No proof of any revenue outside of network marketing recruitment. And then I'm like, well, explain where the revenue comes from, and he couldn't. He got mad. He's like, oh, you said that we are convincing lazy, gullible people to invest. I'm out, meaning he can't argue, right? And those of you in CashFX don't care about where the revenue comes from. You just want long-term revenue. But the problem that you're facing right now, once it goes out, and you know it's not going to stick around. You know it's just tick tock. You're looking at the time unfold, right? And you're like, even though you're hoping, but you knew when it first started that it was just too good to be true. Meaning for the long term. There's nothing that's going to just pay you without you having to do something for the money. Right? You gotta do something for it. And the best investment is in a skill set, right, of something to increase your income. The only people that consistently make a long-term sustainable income are the people with skill sets of something. Whether it be investing, whether it be marketing online, marketing and promotion, or if you have a job, investing in more education and then taking a job at your company with higher pay. It all comes down to an investment into yourself. Now let's look at Watermine website. For those of you guys who came here wanting an update with Watermine, I'm not a promoter of Watermine either. I don't promote any magic MLM passive system that's promising people wealth for doing nothing. Okay, so the website's not loading, so it's offline. Watermine's a very simple idea. They were promising straight up, 2.6% ROI with the highest plan, I believe. There it is, the site can't be reached. And network marketing recruitment dried up. And what did they do? They claimed that some outside party somehow magically got access to the database and hacked it. And then what happened after that? Then they're like, oh, you guys are making us look bad. You're going to Trustpilot and giving us a bad name. And we don't know if we can make a comeback because you guys, meaning the investors and the affiliates of Watermine, got angry with us and you made us look bad. But we're trying to pay you out in a month from now. Okay. But now their website is officially offline. I had like 3 people come to me actually with this Watermine idea saying, hey, Rory, can you make a video update on this? They know I don't promote it. They just wanted me to talk about it. Well, I'm going to talk about it. It's offline. So pretty well in a nutshell, Watermine scammed you. And then they pretended they hacked themselves. And then they came up with some ruse BS saying, we're going to pay you out in a month, even because we love you and we care about you. And now they're offline. So they're gone bye-bye. We just, write it off and just spark it up as another notch of experience. We get ahead by learning what, kept us behind. So as experience, it's always best to make mistakes in your own experience. That way you know for sure what is happening, right? If a guy like me comes on YouTube telling you what's going to happen, and you're like, oh, he's lying, thieving, and cheating, right? Then you got to experience these things. And hopefully those of you who've lost money with Watermine don't come back and look for another scheme, end up losing over there. Not too many of them last more than 6 or 7 months. I've seen nowadays they're lasting like a month and a half. These HYIP platforms, even CashFX. We'll close off with Trustpilot. Trustpilot is kind of interesting only when people are pissed off, because that's the only time you get truth. So don't go looking for another. That would be my advice to you, even though maybe some of you need to learn some more experience. They don't last very long. HYIP, CashFX is an HYIP as well. It's a high yield investment program people put in, and it's built around network. It's built by network marketing recruitment. So is Watermine, Barax, Wiseling, all of them. Okay, so let's see. We'll close off here. I always learn from the experience of other people. I've got one of my sons are like 25 years old, and I keep telling him, hey, you don't got to go learn the hard way in life. You could just leverage other people's mistakes without making and he's like, no, Dad, I got to learn it myself. I'm like, okay, I guess that's how it's got to be. So let's look at other people's experience with CashFX. Some of these negative reviews about CashFX here are BS, not all of them. Okay, some of them are like trying to wean you into some kind of bogus recovery program that's going to scam you even more. So beware of that. Neil, LinkedIn, director, CashFX, no other work history, just testimonials from his CashFX downline, 10 out of 11 reviews. What company even does that? Write a review about their own company. Surely this is a red flag. Anyone reading his reviews, but don't take my word for it. So some gentleman named Neil apparently is a director of CashFX making reviews on Trustpilot. Okay, could be. CashFX never sent my payment. It's 2 days ago. I asked a question the other day. I'm like, why aren't more people saying stuff like the truth about CashFX that they didn't, the ones that haven't gotten paid? And then I found another guy's video who was a member of CashFX claiming that he actually said something negative and they closed his account down and he didn't get anything back. He didn't get 50% back of his investment. He got nothing. They stole his money, closed his account, and said, too bad for you, buddy. You said something negative. It's like some type of communist cult here. Anyways, CashFX never sent my payment. I found new you guys, some of you guys are never going to learn here. No problem. The universe will wait for you. CashFX is a scam. Stay away. CFX is a referral scheme. They are not trading anything. They use money from new investors to pay older ones. Kindly stay away. Some people don't care, guys. They're going to keep coming in anyway until it finally, even right now, even after Bitcoin dropped down to 37,000 from 54, and they don't understand. This financial stuff and investing stuff is not taught in school, so people have to learn by trial and error. 10 stars, somebody says. Neil, hey Neil, you are a star yourself. 100% transparent, ethical, honest. Well, I would say that they did their best to pay you guys. It's just a mathematical certainty now that they can't, since it's dropped down to 37,000. And it's not that they're trying to, not that they love you, they love themselves. I mean, how much integrity can they have if one guy or there's more stories than one guy, but one guy made an official video on CashFX. You guys could check that out on YouTube. Just type in CashFX. And he was in it for a while, and he said something, and he pissed them off, and they just banned him, and then didn't return anything to him. That's a scam, guys. Wouldn't it be? I have put CashFX in for a month. I receive payments every week. Really? So how's the 22nd of May coming along for you? Great steady returns. Anyway, you can't believe everything. Excellent returns. It is while it was going good. And as long as you didn't say nothing bad about them. This person says 3 days ago they'd give a negative star if they would. What they neglect to tell you is that that if you don't keep your money in the market until you get that 200% promised ROI, when you try and withdraw, instead of charging you only 20%, it will be 50%. So maybe I'm sure they probably did tell you guys that. This person probably just, even though I'm not in CashFX, and even though I don't, I'm not saying it's a good deal, I'm thinking they probably had some clause saying, hopefully, didn't they, guys? Let me know about that in the comments lower below. Did they tell you guys that if you pulled out your money before, because a lot of people are trying to pull it out now, right? Because they know what's going on with the price of Bitcoin. They have some people have common sense, and they're trying to pull it out. And now they lost 50% of their principal instead of the 20%. What was CashFX going to do? Some of you guys are like saying, going back to this guy here, Neil says he loves it, and they're the Holy Grail, and it's like the second coming of Christ. But now, if you withdraw, they take 50%. If that's true, so it's like stealing half of your principal back because you're not willing to wait to try and get that 200%, even though you're probably not going to get it because the Bitcoin has dropped down to 37,000. You try and get your money out, your Bitcoin out now. And most of you guys didn't have Bitcoin. Majority of people who invest into these investment schemes that are revolving around network marketing recruitment don't have Bitcoin. You take it from credit cards or equity from your home. You pull it out, you convert it to Bitcoin, and you fund CashFX. And now when something like this happens, you lose 50% of that money, of that crypto that you didn't even have, and take a big loss there. Do you see what's happening here? Now people are still going to be pondering. Some people are going to still scratch their head and wondering if they should get in now. I think some people are still going to get in now, yes. You also take millions of years to pay out. Well, I'm going to disagree. I'm watching some of the videos, right? Some of you are getting paid out. They're not taking a million years. They're trying to pay you. Even though I don't think they have integrity. They have integrity to themselves. They want to pay you to keep this thing going, to keep the ka-ching going for themselves. And they're hoping too that even CashFX admins got their fingers crossed, guys. Not just you guys. So some of these people that get in with the stupid idea that I'm going to get rich for doing nothing, just invest some Bitcoin here and sit back and I'm retire wealthy. I see even Canadian. I'm from Canada, in BC and Saskatchewan, Alberta. They're like, oh, CashFX with the Canadian accent. Hey, bud, you retire wealthy for the rest of your life. Did you guys believe that? Okay. I'm gonna close this off. We've got more fraud, scam. It goes on and on. So we'll close this off with Satguru. You guys know Satguru? Little story here. Some of you guys should be following Satguru, okay? So here we go. A little story by Satguru, and he was talking about bullshit. Okay, we're gonna close off. So this update about Watermine. You guys with Watermine, hopefully you're not going to get your investment back. CashFX, it's going downhill, only not because the network marketing the network marketing recruitment is going to slow now because people are going to pull a calculator out. They're going to look at the price of Bitcoin and they're going to research and do the due diligence and see what happened when it was going good, that Bitcoin was up to 54,000 during those times. So anyways, the story of bullshit, we're going to close off here. So Satguru, he told a story one day on YouTube, and he said there was a bird and a bull. A bird and a bull were walking in a field, okay? And the bird was old, Okay, and the bull wasn't. The bull was like had a lot of life in him. Very healthy bull walking around, and you're having conversation. And then the bull's like, "What's gotten you down, bird?" And bird's like, "Oh, I'm old and tired." So the bull looks at him and he says, "Hey, you know what you can do? You can take some bullshit, some of my, dung, as Sakguru says, because he doesn't like to swear. Take some of my bull dung and, dab it around your body and your head, etc." And the bird's like, "Oh my God." He left the bull and he was walking by himself and he's like, does that bull think I'm stupid? I'm going to take his poo and rub it all over me. And then the next day he got even more tired because he's getting older. He's getting more tired. He's getting more ragged. And he's like, "Oh, you never know." He got so desperate. He went back to the field. He found some of the dung that the bull dropped on the ground, and he started dabbing it all over his head and body. And then the next day he felt stronger. And then the next day, you know what he did? He grabbed more. He dabbed more dung and rubbed it all over himself. The next day, the bird was able to jump on the first branch of the tree. And then every day he would do the same thing, rub more dung on him, bull dung, right? Bullshit. And then he would be higher. He went up to a higher branch, and then eventually he was at the top of the tree, and he had his wings up in the air like Rocky from Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone. Like, "I'm a champ. Look at me. I'm strong as hell. I took that advice from the bull, and I am a champion now, right? Look at how strong I am. I'm so old, but look at how powerful I am. I am a champion." And then all of a sudden, a farmer, some crazy ass farmer, peeked out his window and he saw the bird. I don't know. It was one of those guys that like to shoot at anything. Farmer takes a shotgun out, shoots the bird, and blows him right out of the tree. Bird's dead, lying on the ground in fragmented pieces now. So the moral of the story, according to Satguru here today, is that bullshit can sometimes help you and move you forward, and even help you rise into the ranks, right? But it won't keep you there. It may move you ahead for a little while, but it won't keep you ahead. Moral of the story. It's not exactly like what he said, but it's pretty well what he said. Bullshit can get you ahead just for a short time, but it won't keep you where you want to be. So guys, that's my little 2 cents here for today. Thank you for watching. Anyways, back to the channel. If this is your first time, find that big red button, subscribe, and also that bell notification icon. That way you won't miss out on any important information. And lastly, if you're tired of exit scam and you want to actually roll up the money-making sleeves of yours and set this up for the long term, get access to a long-term sustainable income and system and some of the very best training I've ever seen online, guys. The best investment is in yourself. Anyways, you can get access to this powerful opportunity underneath this video. First link in the description. I'll see you guys on the next one.